Hi everyone, welcome. It's Natalia here. If you've never taken my class before, I always ask that you have two pillows, a strap, and a blanket. So two bed pillows, a belt maybe if you have, or a pair of leggings you can hold on to, and then a blanket which I'm sitting on right now. If you're pregnant, let me know. If you are pregnant, how far along are you? And beware of any injuries when getting into the postures. You came last week and you missed me. I'm sorry. I was hoping to teach you class from the mountains. I had some trouble getting there in time. So I'm here now and you get to see my living room again. So you haven't noticed yet, there's been a call for the world to shift their conscious processes in their minds to a more elevated level because there are so many things going on at the same time that require a global transformation. And so as we handle several different demands or necessities of the world, we also have to make sure that we give ourselves time and space to replenish uh, because it is a full-time job, right, to be human. And there are several things, like I mentioned, that need our attention, some more than others. So let's establish our priorities. For the next hour of practice, I'm gonna invite you to go to a very meditative state, a very peaceful state, where you can witness from internally what is happening. We'll do some stretching at first, and then we'll spend longer times in the postures. All right, so let's get started. Seated with crossed legs, and if you will, lengthen the spine, stack the shoulders over the hips, and then the head directly over the midline of the body. And then put your hands in a hand gesture if that feels comfortable with you. Let them rest over your knees and close your eyes. Starting with a deep inhale through the nose, filling up the lungs with air. And then exhale, open the mouth fully, side out. Inhale deeply through the nose, fill up with air. Open mouth, full exhale. Again, inhale deeply through the nose. On the exhale, open the mouth, side out. Take a moment to soften your physical body. Soften the eyebrows, the eye sockets, the jaw. Let that softening pour down over your body, shoulders, arms, torso, and legs. Notice the body entering a meditative state. This is a good moment to set your intention for today's practice. Once you find your intention, repeat it in your mind space 3 times. Opening with Om. Exhale all the breath out. Inhale firm. Inhale deeply through the nose, through the mouth, exhale. Open the eyes, find the gaze on the screen again. Go ahead and grab your strap. So have mine right next to me. If you arrived after I started the meditation, I ask that you have 2 pillows, a strap, and a blanket. So yes, exactly. We're gonna start with the strap in line with the shoulders. And then rather than just pulling apart, can you pull forward? Really broadening through the armpits and the shoulders. Push the belly in and up. Take a deep breath in. Pull the strap up above the head. On the exhale, bring the strap forward and down. Broaden through the collarbones as you reach to the hands. One more breath. Inhale. Reach it up and over. Expand. And on the exhale, bring the strap forward in line with your shoulders. Now, relax the shoulders, let them fall heavy. Bring the strap lower in line with your pelvis. Let me shift back. Okay, great. Left hand stays in place. Right arm lifts up and over the head, and then you bend the right elbow, hide the strap in the back part of the neck. Reach the strap up and over, and then return the arm back to the starting position. Begin to notice as you repeat these motions 2 more times, the stretch and lengthening of the muscles wrapping over the right arm and front of the chest. 1 more time, reach it back, behind, up and over, release the strap in line with the hips. Now soften, roll the shoulders up and back a couple of times. You may feel some things on the right side. And then switch to shoulders rolling forward and down. All right. Come back to that neutral spine position. Grab your strap as we mobilize to the left side. So bring the strap a little bit lower than belly button. Lift the left arm up and overhead, and then hide the strap behind your neck. Keep some tension so that the tension can help you notice the stretch taking place as you mobilize, especially when you hide the strap behind your head. Last round, reaching back, last round, reaching forward, and then release. You may feel things here. Roll the shoulders in ways that feel good for you. Maybe one at a time, maybe both together. Alrighty. We'll leave the strap there for now. Change the cross of your legs. We're going to be here just another moment as we get to sides of the neck. So I'm going to reach my right hand diagonal to the end of my screen, and then left arm up and over with my middle finger just resting above the ear. And I'm going to draw my head away from my active hand. And when I feel something along these lines, and you may feel it further down, begin to internally and externally rotate the right palm. And as you do so, bring your awareness to that center between head and shoulder towards the neck. And feel the relaxation of the muscles and the opening that takes place. Repeat this action about 3 more times. Try to keep the jaw and shoulders soft. And release the arm, come back to the center. As you come to center, just notice right side versus left side. Throw the chin to the chest. Lengthen back of your neck. Draw the chin towards the left shoulder. And then lift the chin up and over. Gaze up to the sky. From here, bring the chin bone back to center. And we'll move on to the second side. Left arm out to the left corner of my screen. I lean over to the right side with my head, and I help myself by dragging my head away from my shoulder. It actively reaches down. Once you feel the active stretch, begin to internally and externally rotate through that left hand. Get curious with the fingertips. You may feel that moving different fingers activates different strings and pathways. And you'll repeat that about 3 more times. Come back to the center and release. Throw the chin to the chest. Close the space. Grab the chin bone over to the right shoulder. And then up over gaze up to the sky for half a circle. Chin bone to the chest for a neutral spine. All right, yogis. Let's get onto our hands and knees. You can keep the strap alongside your mat. We may need it later. If you have sensitive knees, have your blanket under the knees. Okay? Once you get to a tabletop, push the left hand firmly onto the earth or fingertips onto the earth and send your right arm straight up towards the sky, rotating through the collar. Take a deep breath in, reaching up through the right hand. And on the exhale, thread the needle until right shoulder and right ear come to touch the ground. If you need a pillow for support or a little bit of height, you may do that. If it feels really good to walk your left arm to the left corner of your yoga mat, that's a great option. We'll take 5 cycles of breath. Let them be long and spacious so you can really get to the inner costals, to the low back, to the rib cage. Inhale deeply. Exhale over. Two more cycles of breath. And then return your left hand under your left shoulder. Push firmly as you send. Right arm up towards the sky. Open up. Neutral spine. Both hands come to the earth. At the center, we're going to turn the fingertips out and in towards the knees. So the inner part of your forearm is actually facing forward. And then you can notice that perhaps there's already a stretch if you wish to go further. Lean back and away from your wrists. And you can pulse a couple of times, rocking the body forward and back very gently. There are very tender tissues at the wrist joint. And after a few more rounds, return your fingertips back to the center for a neutral table. Let's send the left arm up towards the sky, broaden chest, wide collarbones. On the exhale, thread the needle left shoulder, arm, and ear to the mat. Adjust your pelvis well, and then see if it feels awesome to walk your right hand to the top right corner of your yoga. Let's stay here for about 5 cycles of really long breaths. And see if you can expand the tissues, intercostal, waist, the hips. 5 breaths. About 2 more breaths. You'll then walk your right hand under the right shoulder, push down to come up, right arm flies up to the ceiling. On the exhale, left hand comes down to the earth for a neutral spine. So I'm going to turn to see you for a moment. This time I'm going to turn my palms to see my face and the fingertips look at one another. And I'm going to spread the fingertips and try to move my thumb, only my thumb by itself. Elbows Straighten as best as you can. And then move the fingertips. See if you can move all of them like a spider. Yeah. Can be a big stretch. Come back to center. Find neutral fingertips and then lean over to the left side. You're going to now feel the outside of your forearm. And then back to the center. Lean over to the left side. Look at the right arm. And return back to the center. Hands to a neutral position. All right, let's grab these two big pillows or bed pillows and slide the knees along the pillows. You may need a blanket, you may not. Your choice depends on your needs. And I'm gonna bring myself on top of the pillows enough so that my pelvis is at the edge of the pillows. And I'm gonna adjust here. Maybe my knees need to move out even further, or they have to be closer together. Another option to make it a more active stretch posture is to go into frog pose, where you turn your ankles out and you bring the knees in alignment with the hips. So you really get into the pelvis and all those connections in there. Like the jaw soften. You can have an ear on the mat. Relax your pelvis. You may sway left and right side a couple of times. And we'll begin to notice the breath and how we're able to move it all the way down to the pelvis. About 15 cycles of breath. I want you to notice as you spend some time in this posture, the openness that starts to take place at the pelvic level. And you may feel that around the sides of your hips and wrapping behind towards the sacrum. You can notice you're able to send remainder movement from the lungs down the abdomen towards the pelvis. Then we'll be here for more of like another 10 cycles of breath. Deep, long, spacious. In the meantime, I'm going to close my window. You stay there. Five more cycles of breath in your posture. Thank you for bearing with me. As you finish your 5 cycles of breath, you widen your hips to frog pose. Push through the hands, lift the chest, and then close the knees first. You're already in child's pose. You push through the hands, come out. So I love this stretch that we're going towards. We're going to turn to the left side, keep the pillows just as they are, and I'm going to mount my right knee on top of my 2 pillows. So I am in these asymmetrical tabletop. You can go to your forearms if that feels good. And in here, we'll mobilize forward and back. Be a very sweet, slow movement. So we can allow for the glutes, outer thigh and inner thigh to relax. Pulse forward and back about 5 more times. If you came to your forearms, you can now walk back out to your palms. So Let's walk over towards the left side of the mat, just halfway through, not all the way back, right? Just halfway through your diagonal. Keep the right knee firm on the props and then turn your head towards the left shoulder. So your side bending in this place. And then try to tell your right toes to relax. You can wiggle your toes. You tell your ankle to relax. You can shake the ankle if you will. Notice the stretch from the right ear down to the right shoulder, down the right rib cage, all the way to the inner right thigh. Take a deep full inhale and a full breath out, slowly returning, making sure there's no pain. Now pick up that right leg, return it back to center, neutral tabletop, arch the spine into a cow. Exhale, cat pose, chin to the chest. Breathe in, arch your back, spinal extension. Exhale, round the spine, spine. Just one more cycle, breathe in. Breathe out, round the spine. All right, neutral spine. Walk yourself all the way to the other side until the left knee is coming up on top of the toes. Now I'm giving you my back. Once you get here, you'll just relax your toes, relax your whole leg, let it hang heavy. And if you want to go down, you can lower to your elbows. Yeah? So as you get there, you do the same side again as I guide you. Begin to rock the body forward and back. Find spaces that feel good. Some circles would be awesome as well. Pulse forward and back about 5 more times. And then return back to the center. Come up to your hands. And then keep the left knee right where it is and then walk towards that knee halfway through. So you're diagonally aligned to the pillow. And then lengthen the spine. Lift up through the chest. From the ear to the shoulder to stretch the side body. Feel the open platysma running down to collarbone, down the rib cage towards the hip. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. And then return back to the center. Neutral spine. Pick up that left knee. Bring it down to the ear. So the next round of cat-cow, we're going to love the knees. So stay where you are. Turn so you can see me. Interlace the hands in front of you, like this. Push forward through the palms, flip them, and then round your spine like a cat. And then tuck the tail firmly. Notice your organs of the abdomen pushing back. Take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale for a cow spine, spinal extension, open the chest, keep the arms back behind. Feel the front line of the abdominal stretching. Take a deep full inhale. As you exhale, round your spine. Again, tuck the tail. Completely opposite sides, right? One really opens, one really closed, opposite parts of the body. Take a deep breath into the back of your lungs. And a full breath out. Inhale, arms up and over arch. Lengthen, stretch the abdominals. And release on the exhale. Take it out, let it go. It can be a big opening through the front chest. So let it relax. I feel it mostly here. Okay. So let's turn things around. I'm gonna turn all the way to my butt, and you can choose to keep your blanket underneath. It's kind of hot, so I'm gonna take my off my mat and keep it on the side. So decide if you need one or two pillows. Depending on the kind you have, you're gonna need to shift and change. And then with wide legs, about mat distance apart, lie over your pillows. And then once you get here, interlace the hands behind the neck. You're gonna feel a big stretch through the armpits because gravity is gonna start throwing the elbows down to the floor. So there are gonna be things. If this is too much for you, maybe you straighten arms, which is big as well, or maybe you put the hands on the belly, interlace. You can wiggle your knees left and right side a few times. If any of you thinks that two pillows is too much and you didn't really want to be there, I mean, you can totally change to just one. And then when you find a nice spot, pause and relax. Don't think about anything. Only witness your breath. Inhale and the exhale. Only notice the softening of the jaw and the nerves and the tissues. And we'll be here for the next 2 minutes and a half. Can you contemplate your own stillness, your own silence? Maybe you're able to rest in that space behind the eyebrows where there is nothing and maybe everything goes at the same time. Witness your nervous system slowing down, settling, and very receptive. About 10 more rounds of breath in here. 3 more inhales, 3 more exhales. If your eyes are closed, crack them open, find a gaze somewhere again. And then draw the chin to the chest. Support your hands with your neck and roll your spine off your pillows. and come to sit. When you come to sit, cross the legs like you were at the beginning, and then begin to circle through the chest. Bring everything back to center to soften the area. You're gonna let the neck and shoulders move with it. Switch direction if you haven't already done so. And find a center, neutral spine. Let's get into the next posture. So this time I'm gonna get my pillows off from my back and I'm gonna lie flat on my yoga. I'm gonna pull and lengthen, roll my shoulders behind, and I have my two pillows ready right here. So I'm gonna start with one. Pick up my hips into a restorative bridge pose. Lengthen, adjust. If you realize that you want more, then get your second pillow there. Okay? If you're working with yoga blocks, awesome. I like the pillows because they cushion your back and your butt, and it's great. So reach the arms out to the sides into a T shape to feel like freedom through the heart. Walk the feet to a place that's awesome for you, and then bring the left ankle on top of the right for a figure four. A lazy figure four. You don't need to push hard. You don't need to try to get the biggest stretch in the world, but you only allow the body to rest. Lazy in the posture. Notice that the position of your arms allows for this refreshing quality of freedom to take place when you breathe. Rapidly, that sensation runs down the torso towards the front ribcage and the belly. Keep yourself about 10 more cycles of breath with the left ankle on top of the right knee. If you would love to move and sway the right knee left and right, you'll notice that it sways the other leg. And there's a relaxation to the low back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. About 5 more cycles of breath, wherever it is that you are, whatever it is that you're doing. When you finish your 5 breaths, throw the left knee in towards your chest. You can grab it from the back of the quadricep. If you cannot reach, well, the strap is great for that. You can hold on to it and it gives you space. You just walk that left knee, letting it slide on the socket. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now let the left foot come back down. Find your hips. You can windshield wipe here to neutralize. And changing over to the second side. Right ankle on top of the left. This side may feel different, so just be aware of that. Let it be a lazy posture, really lazy, especially at the hips. You catch your muscles gripping, getting really stiff. Use the breath to support that release. Breath to the pelvis. breath through the abdomen. 10 more breaths in here. Five more cycles. And this time, if you wish to do so, you can rub your knee left and right. It really is a sweet release of colors to do this motion with such softness. From the center, we'll now hug the right knee into the chest with or without a strap. Feel that there's a pull and then move the bone in the socket. Come back to the center. This time we're gonna go for a happy baby on the pillow. So this is gonna really elevate your butt. You may need to get one out. Grab your toes or wrap the strap around your feet and move it. Feel that the legs are loose, the toes are loose, the ankles are loose. Mm-hmm. And then direct your feet down. If you were using the strap, let it go. Push through the heels, pick up the hips, and then land on the flat floor. And this will feel even greater. Draw the knees into your chest. Rock left and right. Massage the low back and mid back. Mm-hmm. The next time you fold to the right, extend right arm up above your head and come to a side lying position. So we're going to start propping up this pose. My first pillow in between my legs. Gives me enough space to relax both sides. I can choose to keep my right ear over my right arm. But if you wish, you can instead use a pillow and put the arm on one side. Different needs, different bodies. You do what your body wants. If you need extra pillows, get them. If you need extra blankets, cover yourself because your AC is really cold. Cover yourself. Relax your right hand. Relax your body. The left hand can rest along the hips up above the head. Yeah. And then imagine you're sleeping, but you're not. Just imagine your body is sleeping. Letting go as you consciously sleep. Maybe you feel a softening through the sides of your lips and the cheekbones, relaxation. Maybe you notice the lengthening of your breath that naturally happens when you relax. Be here for another 15 cycles of breath. It's about 2 minutes and a half. For 2 minutes and a half, I'm going to stay quiet. Try not to fall asleep in the posture. Continue to witness your body sleep-like, but not asleep. 10 more cycles of breath in the posture. You can go ahead and relax. Fifteen more cycles of breath in the side lying posture. Yeah. Just be there. Breathe. Halfway through. About 7 more breaths. You need to change the position of your arm. Yes, totally. You need to add or remove any props. Please do so. And as you complete this side, you go ahead and journey over to the second side. You can roll on your back. Same exact props, maybe. If you need more, add more. Arrive, adjust. Let the body begin to melt on the props. There is no specific goal in this moment other than being at rest. Be at rest, sleep light for another 2.5 minutes, about 15 breaths. The mind can get busy, and it will. Know that when you can't control your breath, you're able to also control the mind. So access that if you need to do so. We are about halfway through. That is about 7 more cycles of breath. When you finish your 7 breaths, take a moment to shift up to sit, getting off the posture, no rush, moving slowly. So when you come out of the posture, if you can stay on the ground, awesome. I'm going to show you how to place the next props for the posture. We're going to Supta Padmasana. So I bring my feet together and I push my pillows as close as I can to me so that it supports my body closer. And therefore my knees are going to be angled upwards a little more than if I put them all the way out, right? So I put them really close to me. I'm gonna adjust here. I'm gonna decide heels close to my pubic bone or further away. You have higher pillows, your feet are gonna elevate. Arms can be in a T shape, up above the head, on the belly. Find a good place for them. You need extra support underneath the neck. You can use a blanket here. If you know a better version of this, I celebrate you finding it and maybe sharing it. Unclench your teeth. Feel the neck soften. Watch the breath move through the pathways, in and out. A constant exchange of energy. Relax and release. You will be here for the next 2 minutes, yogis. Practice relaxation. One more minute, about 6 more breaths. If your arms are up above your head, reach them towards the knees, and then hug knees in towards your chest. Coming out of Sukhasana, push the pillows forward and down, and then adjust so that the knees are resting on top of the pillows. At this point, roll your shoulders behind you, anchor through the hips, and close the eyes. Not much has changed, only the position of your legs. There is support under the knee joints to allow the muscles to really soften. This is your final resting posture, yogis. You will be here for the longest period of time. Can you be here, fully present, for the remaining of class? Again, you will be here for the remaining of practice. Allow yourself to be wherever you are. Watch your breath moving, and with that energy, feel your head, neck, shoulders, arms, and hands. The arms attached to the torso, the chest, the rib cage, the belly, the pelvis, the beginning of your legs, knees, lower leg, feet and toes. The whole entire body restored. Now begin to move the toes, only the toes at first. And then the ankles, the hips left and right side. The fingertips, the arms and shoulders. The head, it rocks left and right side. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Now rolling over to the side of your mat. And then make your way to sit in a comfortable cross-legged position for a closing chant. Long spine, shoulders over the pelvis. The breath moves naturally. Take a deep breath in to the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Om and mantra for happiness and freedom for all. Breathe. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Bring the palms together at the heart for Anjali Mudra. Lift the heart now towards the chest. Bow the head in honor. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste. Thank you for coming. It's an honor to be here. I hope you feel restored and replenished. Remember, this is something we need to constantly do, not just one day a week, but often. Because life can get a lot, right? And we need time and space to digest and process and shift and transform. So give yourself time and space for it. It is healthy and it is good for you. And in that way, we are able to show up for others in a more meaningful form. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll be back next week at the same time for more stretch and restore. See you next time. Monica, thank you. Vivian, have a lovely evening. Bye, Jane. Nice to see you. I can't hear you. No.